I'm fuming with him. What a dickhead. Hey guys, just let a few people jump on quickly. I'm just... I'm fuming with him. What a dickhead. Hey guys, just let a few people jump on quickly. I'm just going to address Brian Harvey's live on Instagram now, slandering the shit out of me. Thank you, Lucy Lou, for awareing me of that. People don't think my YouTube account's real. Okay, so I'm just going to try and let a few people jump on. Is anybody watching Brian Harvey live slandering me, saying I'm a murderer and stuff like that? Like, saying that I've set him up with a paedophile ring and stuff like that. He's for crank. I've nothing but championed you, Brian. And I'm writing underneath your live now, right? And underneath your live now, right? I'm writing underneath it. You're not well. Let's just face it. I'll come round your house. I tried to help you. You're saying Tom Watkins put me in your path when I was 16 to groom you. Is what you're saying about me on my live, right? On your live right now. But you won't answer the questions underneath me on YouTube. You won't answer them questions, Brian, will you? So anybody on there that's saying it's a fake account, my YouTube account, it's not. I'm actually going to try and get it up now on my Apple now, on my Mac, right? What Brian's saying about me, slandering the life out of me, calling me a groomer, a paedophile. I work for a paedophile ring, a celebrity paedophile ring, that I work for News International, that I work for the police. He's mad. Right? I went round and tried to help that boy. Would I seriously put my kids on the line, right, to go and make music with him and everything else? Right? He's having a bipolar meltdown, and I feel for him, I do. And I champion Brian. You never see me slag Brian Harvey off on anything, but right now I'm furious. Right? He's on YouTube live on his channel. Tell him I sent you. Tell him I'm live on Instagram and I sent you, because, do you know what? What do you mean? No, I would not. No, I wouldn't. You're right, I wouldn't. I won't calm down, Debbie. I'm sorry. The geezer's fucking crazy going on about phone hacking and all that. No one hacked his phone, mate. He's 17 was 300 years ago. Get the fuck over it. You ain't in a boy band no more. Right? Get a life. Move on like the rest of us about to. I wouldn't mind, but he was never even fucking abused by paedophiles. He wasn't. He was never touched by anybody. No one's ever fiddled with that person. Right? And he's live on Instagram, on his fucking meltdown, having a meltdown on there. And I am angry, and I am spiritual, do you know what I mean? But he ain't right. A lot of things he's talking about that son is right. But right now, he's on YouTube, and I'm going to get it up, right, in the background so we can listen to the absolute shit that he's saying about me. Jack, I know, mate, but come on. The geezer's live on YouTube, right, moaning, right, calling me a paedophile, saying that I'm doing lives on Instagram, right? So he's obviously watching my crap, right? 20 years on. Get the fuck over it. Longer than that. My son's 25. Over that, right? Done. I'm furious with him because he's slandering my name. I have said about the club incident. Go to my Ben Hatchett interview. Go to my Ben Hatchett interview, right? I said about the Red Room incident. I was the one that was abused as a child. Brian wasn't. Right? He wasn't. Right? So, yes, he has done a lot of research. And yes, he has dug a lot of stuff up. And yes, a lot of the stuff he has got is true. And I backed that. But see, when he starts bringing my name into it, and my kid's name's in his mouth, right? Keep my kid's name out your fucking mouth, Brian Harvey. I'm telling you now. Keep my kid's name out your mouth. Right? Because you're on this rampage about paedophile rings and that when you weren't even abused by one. Right? You're on about phone hacking. People offered you money for phone hacking, but you wanted £1 million because you think you're special and different. You're not. You're not special and you're not different, love. Right? You ain't. And MI5 are not on your case. I don't know how you think that. You're like a paranoid coke freak, right? Which I used to be. Where you think everybody's at your fucking front door is MI5 and they're going to come through your door for something. They ain't, Brian. No one's listening. That's why you've got like 30 people listening to your rant on slandering my name. When I'm coming on here talking about getting well, 12-step programs. It's people like you, right, that put me back into relapses. Right? But you're not going to do that. Right? He thinks I've got convictions. He's on there saying I bought MI5 to his house and stuff like that. Mate, what am I? Fucking Miss Moneypenny? Mate, you need to get the hell out of your front door. You're fully live having a breakdown on YouTube, crying, sobbing, talking about me, slandering me, saying that I'm involved with paedophiles and paedophile rings. I was abused all my life in this industry as a child. You wasn't, Brian. Sorry if that bugs you out a little bit, right? But you're one of the lucky ones, son. So why are you sitting locked in your fucking house with bars on the windows? I don't know. I don't know. Because let me tell you, you're a little bit too old now for people to be abusing you. You're the one that's sitting at home giving out abuse. And you're abusing me. Big fucking mistake, Brian Harvey. Big mistake. Don't abuse me and be horrible to me. Because I'm just a woman who's trying to do the right thing and put her past behind her. And put her addiction behind her. Don't be bullying me online, right, at all. I won't rise above it, Tom. I won't. Because people ain't got a clue what I went through with that boy. They ain't got a fucking clue. He has got to me, Sky. He has got to me. Because he's lively slandering me on there, saying that I'm a paedophile. He's calling me a paedophile. Right? When I've had paedophiles abuse me from 9 years old, he's calling me one of those people. I let my son go around there and record music with him and help his mental health. Do you know what that crank did? He chased him down the road with an axe. After about 2 months of them working together. Calling my son out, making him watch all these videos, fucking trying to brainwash him into this shit, right? It's not nice what he's doing. If I was a paedophile, right, and I was out to get him, would I put my son there with him to stay there and make music for a couple of weeks, like 8 weeks or whatever it was he was there? And I'm getting phone calls where Brian Harvey's running down the road with an axe after your son. Because he's a crank. Because it's gone to his head. I don't know why it's gone to his head. I was the one that was abused. Not him. Right? If anyone should be sat in their house locked in, it should be me. But it's not. I'm out there working on my recovery, living life, getting out there, getting a message out and helping people. I feel for Brian. But he needs sectioning. I've said it out loud. There you go. You need sectioning, mate. You do. Because let me tell you, that there's people, 600 people on your, whoever's on his YouTube now, right? Go on there and say, Danniella Westbrook is live on Instagram. She tried to talk to you on here and you ignored her messages. And you're saying that I put you in that position. I made you a prisoner in your own home. Brian, I finished going out with you when I was 19. No, sorry, 21. I'm 47, mate. Build a fucking bridge and get the fuck over it, mate. I've got kids older than our relationship lasted. Do you know what I mean? Get over it. But do not ever call me a paedophile, because first thing tomorrow morning, mate, I'm going to my solicitors and I'm bagging you with a fucking restriction order of mentioning my name in your mouth. And likewise, I will never ever mention your name again. I wish you nothing but love, Brian. I love you and I've tried to help you. But A, I don't work for a paedophile ring. A, I certainly don't ring for B, I certainly don't ring. It's under Brian Harvey, BHTV. That's who he's under on YouTube. Get on there, people, and tell him. Because he won't answer my questions on there. He won't do a live with me on there. He won't do a Skype call live with me, because I'll go live with him and I'll go with him right now. I'll go with him right now about it. I'm furious. How dare you put me in your bracket? How dare you call me a murderer? How dare you say I've given you mental health when I was the one who was abused and you haven't been? I'm not saying what he's saying about the Red Room is wrong. I was there with him. We saw that. We saw that. I protected Brian Harvey, so the price that was on his head for paedophiles to use him in a celebrity paedophile ring, right? I protected that man, and I walked away from the man that I love most in the world. I walked away from him so he didn't get dragged into things, he didn't get hurt. He's ignoring you lot as well, is he? Yeah, because he does. He's in a bipolar state. I walked away from him at 21 years of age to protect him, so that he didn't get abused and he didn't get hurt. I did. I signed my whole house over to his management team and got taken away and locked up. That's the truth of what really happened to me. Okay? With all of this thing. And I'll say it live on here. I don't want a penny for this. I could sell my story. Why? You know why, Brian, I'm saying it live here? Because I don't work for News International. I don't work for a big paper like you think I do. I don't work for a paedophile ring. I don't work for anyone. I'm just me, and I'm trying to get well. So keep my name out of your mouth right now, and my kids. You haven't made me sad, Lucy. What he's done is wrong. And I don't want to see him in a world more of hurt. And I want him to get well, mate. I've been there calling ambulances for that boy. Right? When he's trying to fucking throw himself off the top of the thing and kill himself. I've been there for him. Do you know what I mean? I've been there. I've got a lot of love for Brian, but don't call me things that aren't true, because I've been through enough, and I will not have you do that to me, Brian. I won't. I'm sorry. I won't. I won't. Just because you've got to be in your bonnet and you've watched me do lives and stuff, you're going to come on here and say that I'm a pedo. That I set you up. That, yeah, you was going out with Melissa Bell, but she didn't want to be with you. And then you handed me. I finished with somebody I was happy with when I was with Nikki Jacobs. I finished with them to be with you. Right? End of story. And you know that. So don't tell me Tom Watkins paid me to go out with you. What do you think I am here? I was a celebrity. I was in EastEnders. I was in the biggest show of the country, mate. You was in E17. It will never be take that. Let me tell you something. Don't get a fucking strop on with me, mate, because you're not where Robbie Williams is. Because he's grafting and he's doing well. Don't get a strop on and start slagging everybody else off. I was with you because I loved you and for no other reason. That was a long time ago. Get over it. I'm fuming. I'm sorry. I had to come on live and say this because I'm actually enraged at the fact that he can slander me and call me a paedophile like that. And that's slander, and that's horrible. That is putting a black mark against somebody's name that just is not true. It's vile. And I'm sorry he's going through issues. I'm sorry he's going through mental health. But I did a lot of things to keep that boy safe. And I will not have him say that I sent MI5 to his house and stuff. Mate, MI5 are there to stop terrorists, not Brian Harvey, who won't go out and fucking whatever it is, whatever number it is, St John's Road, Walthamstow. They won't. I'm sorry, mate. What he's saying about me is wrong and it's illegal, and I won't have it. I've done a lot to try and clear my name, and yeah, I've fucked it up and I've used. It's bad enough being a cocaine addict. What do you mean don't go on Brian's live? He's just had his willy out live. What? Well, I'm sure none of you really caught a glimpse of that, mate, because let me tell you something now, he ain't big and he ain't clever, like the Lily Allen song. So, let me tell you, I'm just coming on here to clear my name, because people on there, when I'm trying to speak to him on there, and he won't ignore, won't, I've emailed him and everything, he won't take it because he doesn't want to know. Do you know what I mean? It's just, he doesn't want to hear it, he just wants to go off on a tangent, and I know that, because I'm bipolar, I get that. You can't get on his live. You have to watch his live on his YouTube channel and say to him, Danniella, I said to him on there, Brian, I'm going live now, B, on my Insta. So anyone that's on here that's saying I'm a fake, I ain't a fake, right? I'm also Brian Harvey, not a paedophile. So get my name out your mouth, right? I hope he gets well. I do hope he gets well. But I will not have an ex-boyfriend of mine from... When I was 21, I'm 47, you do the maths. Years ago, right? Someone's on there deleting my comments off. That's Brian on there deleting my comments off. Because that's what he does. I won't have him go live and people start blowing my phone up because they care about me. Who's Brian exactly? Care about me saying, Brian Harvey's on live, talking about you, calling you a murderer, calling you a paedophile, calling you this and calling you that. Mate, call me what you like. Just don't do it live when I'm a mother. I'm a mother, mate, in the words of Summer Lou. I'm a mother. And I'm like, I wouldn't bring my kids round your house and leave them with you if I thought you was mad, if I was setting you up to have you killed. Like you're saying on there, Danniella's setting me up. She's setting me up to have me killed. Are you crazy? You are, clearly. And I hope you get the help for that you need. I love that boy, do you know what I mean? I will always love him, no matter what he says about me, but... Don't say them things about me because it's not true. Don't put me in a bracket of people that fucking ruined my life at 9 years old. Don't call me a paedophile. It's wrong. It's really freaking wrong. And you know what? All them bad comments now makes me wonder, is that you, Brian? Is that you on my Instagram when I'm going live saying that my daughter's been raped and things like that? Is that you saying things like that? Because if you can lie like that about me, what are you saying about other people? I won't forget him, Rhiannon. I won't. Because I will not have him say I'm part of that celebrity nonce case. Big talented, so-called talented, big buck people, right? Paedophiles, I'm part of that. When I wasn't, I was abused by them bastards. Heavily abused by them people. They ruined and tainted my mind and my life. And it takes me a lot to come back from that. And what he's done tonight's wrong. It's really wrong. And I am upset because I think it's wrong. I think someone needs to call him an ambulance round there because he's having a psychotic meltdown. That's what I think he needs. He does need help, Deb. And I've tried. But don't come on there with all the evidence against the people that have been paedophiles. Don't come on there and call me one. Say I'm a paedophile. Debbie, please stop telling me to stop me. You're not in my situation. Like, all power to you and that. But please don't tell me to keep quiet. Right? Why should I keep quiet? Don't put me in the bracket of people that told me to keep quiet all my bloody life. Keep quiet, it's alright, you'll be a star. Yeah, look where it's got me. It got me a lot of hell in my life. But I have a platform today with people watching on social media where I can turn around and say the truth about things, and I can help people. Through my experience and my strength, I can help others that have gone through it. I am okay, Deb, I'm fine. And I'm not upset, like in a hurt way. I'm upset because I'm damn angry. I'm damn angry that Brian Harvey can say that I don't say about Red Room interviews. Go and watch Ben Hatchett's interview that I did live. The live podcast I did with Ben Hatchett. Go and watch it. It's on YouTube, Brian. It's on Ben Hatchett's official channel. He asked even to speak to you, but you ignored him like you ignore everybody that's got common sense. And I spoke openly about you on there and about the Red Room and about abuse and about the paedophiles. But you don't want to talk about that. You just want to call me one. Well, let me tell you something right now, and I'm going to leave on this, right? Doesn't matter where I live, right? Let me tell you something right now, Brian. From this day forward, what date is it today? The 28th? Now the 20, is it now the 1st of March? From this day forward, the words Brian Lee Harvey, right, and E17 shall never, ever, ever leave my mouth. I swear to God, they will never, ever leave my mouth. I will never mention your name again, and I suggest you never mention mine, and let's have it a deal. And I'm sorry it come to that, and I hope you get the help you need. But I will never say your name again, because I was always on your side. I put my career, I lost my job at Hollyoaks when I went back to Hollyoaks to come to Downing Street with you, because that's how serious I was. If I was a paedophile and I was part of their paedophile ring, would I do that? Would I lose a job that was putting food in my kid's mouth for you? Yeah, he will hear it, Rhiannon, because he watches everything I do. Trudy told me when she lived 2 doors down from him, he used to run in her house when he was with Joanne and look through magazines that I was in and watch me on the telly. Up until a few years ago, until Trudy moved. Trudy's one of my best friends and he hates it. We've all tried to help him. And I want to help him and I want to see him get well. The boy is a talent and I listen to his music still. But I won't from today. I'll never listen to it again. I'll never ever listen to a record they made again. Don't call me, Brian, names like that. A paedophile. Don't say that I'm part of the association of those people, right? And that special little group of people that they call themselves, right? That ruined my life and took my childhood from me. And I still managed to make something of my life and turn it round. And you can too. You've never even been abused. You've never even been abused, son. You've never even had anybody lay a finger on you. Right? And yet you're ranting. How dare you call me an effing paedophile? How dare you? I tell you what, mate, first thing tomorrow, I'm going to my lawyer and I'm putting a restraining order on you for mentioning my name again. And like I said, as from today, March 1st, I will never mention the name Brian Harvey again in my life. I wish you all the hope in the world, all the luck in the world. But you know the reason why I stopped helping you with that campaign, Brian, and you know it, and I'm going to out it here live on Instagram, because my children were getting threats from the very same paedophile ring, that my kid was going to be taken and raped and have it put out on YouTube. I'm a mother, mate. I'm a mother. And what I have to do is I have to protect my children from people like that. Why do you think my kids aren't in this industry as a child? And they're not plastered all over TV and working at radio stations and doing stuff. Because I'm not a fucking nonce. That's why, Brian. If I was, do you not think my daughter's beautiful? Do you not think she'd be modelling? And on Towie and on everything else? But she's not, is she? Why? Because I haven't followed suit with them people. Alright? So that's all I'm saying, Brian. That's all I'm saying on the matter. So best you stop calling me on your live YouTube right now. Stop calling me a murderer. Stop saying that I'm getting people to murder you, the system to murder you, because you're a mouthpiece against paedophiles that have never even touched you. And stop calling me a paedophile. That's all I'm saying. A lot of what Brian's saying is true, yes. All of the ads and stuff, all of the public stuff, all of that stuff, there's a dossier on that. Yeah, a lot of that is true. A lot of it's true. The phone hacking, why did they not pay him out for the phone hacking? Because he wanted £1 million. And they didn't want to pay him £1 million. And I don't blame them. Okay? I don't want to listen to what Brian's saying. You're right, Kasim. You're right. Because you know what? I've heard enough of his shit. I had enough of his shit when I lived with him. And I'm still hearing his shit now. 20 odd years, 26 years on, 27 years on. Shut your mouth, Brian. No one cares. Right? Call me what you like. Say I work for a Peter ring. This, that and the other. But I'm telling you now. As from tomorrow, I haven't got a lot of money in the world. I'm just getting by like everyone else in this country, right? But if it takes me every penny I earn for the next 10 years, mate, I'm getting a restraining order against you slandering my name and calling me a paedophile and a murderer. Because that's something I'm not. I swear to God, Brian Harvey, stop it now. Go with all the people you've got evidence on. Do your thing. Don't use my name ever again. Keep my name and my kids' names out your dirty little mouth. Alright? I love you all anyway. I just had to get it out there, man, I tell you. Otherwise, I'd have ended up doing the 6K run in the dark because I'm so angry. Do you know what? I just don't get some people. Like me, I don't get it. So sorry, everyone. I'm sorry you've had to see this. I will be speaking to my lawyer, Kasim. In fact, I've already just called and left a message with my law team. And, yeah. Do you know what? I'm just building my life back. You know that? I'm just getting in front here. I don't need to be spending money on lawyers for some little wretch, right? Some little ming that's sitting in his gaff, mouthing about me. And he won't come on here and speak live. He won't. Let's go. I'll say all day long, Brian, let's go now. Request a live now with me. But you won't, will you? You won't. I tried to go live with you on YouTube. I said to you, do a Skype call now. Put it on your YouTube channel, B. Let's go. Let's talk about it. He won't. He's sitting on there deleting my comments off there. My name on there is Westbrook Westy on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel and you know it's right. I'm on there. It's at Westbrook Westy. And he's deleting my comments off. And the girl on here, Lucy _Lou, was the one that inboxed me and said, I think you should know Brian Harvey slandering you, calling you a murderer live now on YouTube. And that's why I've come on here. Only because I caught it live. If I hadn't caught it live, mate, I would have just let it go. Because I'm not interested. But I'm not denying anything he's saying. In fact, as I said before, watch the Ben Hatchett interview. Watch the James English interview. Do you know what I mean? Watch them. Because they're podcasts and people can't edit the shit out of that. People from newspapers and stuff that he calls. So, I mean, I haven't got an issue with the press, mate. They leave me alone now. I'm happy for that. I've turned my life around and I'm doing all right. I don't out people. I don't. Do you know what? I haven't gone and spoke all about that paedophilia stuff, and I haven't named one person in this industry that abused me. Do you know why? Because it's no one else's business. I put my reports in and things have been done, and it's no one else's business. That's my personal preference, right? That's my personal preference. My children used to have to go to school. Why aren't I right by who? By Brian, because he's on there saying I'm part of a paedophile ring, that I abuse young children and people in the industry, that I've abused my own kids. Do you know what I mean? I ain't the one sitting there with bars on my windows, mate, am I? Locked in my own house, in my own front door. And as for saying I'm a fucking lolly, right? That I'm a bottle and all that, and I bottle people off and that, mate. Really? Really? Where's your information on that one? Because I'd love to fucking see it, B. I'd love to see it. Because I swear to God, I hope everything you've said in your life, and don't delete it tonight because I've got someone recording it for me so I can use it for my lawyer tomorrow, right? I swear to God, Mr. Harvey, right now, I hope you can back up every single thing you're saying about me. Right? I hope you can back it up, mate, with hard fucking evidence. I hope you can back it up with phone calls that you've taped that me and you have had. I hope you can back it up with bugs that you've got in your house and shit that you've got going down or whatever you think you've got going in your house. I hope you can back up everything you said about me. I hope you've got a list of people that you think that I'm abusing. Because right now, the only one doing any abusing is you. You're abusing me. He ain't got nothing, only pictures. Only pictures of what? He ain't got no pictures of me. He's got pictures of me and him at Downing Street and pictures of me and him together. Of course he's got pictures of me and him together, Lucy Lou. I was his girlfriend. I was engaged to be married to him. Until I was removed by his paedophile nonsense fucking manager, Tom, out of my own property and was made to sign it over to him and Brian. Brian was on £150 a week when I met him. In East 17, the biggest band. And I went and said to Tom, mate, you're having him over here. He's on 150 quid a week. Are you having him over? And he didn't like it. He didn't like it. Brian couldn't get a mortgage when I met him. Everything was mine. I had my own house. Right? Do you know how I started to lose everything? Because I was made to sign everything over and leave that house and never come back. Okay? While Brian was away. Right? That's what. That's everything. Right? That's everything. Sorry. So I'm just blocking somebody on here that's just chatting absolute crap. I don't want anyone to go around and say anything to him. He's got no evidence on me because I'm not a paedophile, Kian. Okay? Of course, Brian's got pictures of me and him together. I was his girlfriend from when I was 18 until I was 21. I've got a million things on here. I've got songs on here he's written for me. This Ring and I Love You and all this. Mate, he was my boyfriend. He was the love of my life when I was a kid. Mate, it was 27 years ago. He needs to stop talking about me. And he certainly needs to stop going live and calling me a murderer and a paedophile and a grass. Because I'm telling you now, mate, as long as I've got breath in my body, son, that is something I ain't. And he deep well knows it. Because if I was them things, would I have told him to stick my job? When I went at Hollyoaks, when they said, if you don't retract all the stuff when you went to Downing Street at Brian Harvey, then we can't have you back on the show. And I said, fine. I said, fine, then I won't come and do the job because I stand by everything that happened to me as a little girl. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not going to ignore that. I'm not going to ignore that. I'm not going to ignore the abuse that I took as a child. So if you don't want to keep me back on the show, then don't have me back on the show. And they didn't. They wrote it off. And that's cool. They've got to look after their own interests. They're a young cast, and I get that. But I wouldn't do that for someone. Take the money out of my own mouth and my kids' mouths if I didn't believe in what I was doing. So don't you dare open your big mouth. Because let me tell you, it's all that's big about you, son. Open your big mouth and start calling me a murderer and a paedophile, Brian Harvey. Stop it right now. So I don't know if anyone's jumped on his live and told him that I was live on here and that I'm saying a few home truths. But, Lucy, you're on there. You can do it. Alright? Anyway, who's that? Right, Lee, what's happening, mate? Mate, I loved the geezer when I was a kid, but now, after what he's done tonight, now, his head's gone. What's he done to me, Reach? He's gone on his live on Instagram, and he's saying Danniella Westbrook's a paedophile. Danniella Westbrook's a murderer. Danniella Westbrook has got a price on my head, is what he's saying. He's mad. He's having a bipolar meltdown. Apparently he's got his dick out on there. I didn't see that, but I see him abusing the shit out of me. And I won't have that because I'm a mother. And I'm a victim of abuse and he's not. What he is actually now is he's abusing me with his mouth. And slandering me. And that's not going to stand up because I will go take him to court. That's wrong. That's wrong. And that's it, really. I'm going to bed. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry that I freaked out on her about it. But as you can see, I'm passionate about it because that's a big part of my life. And it's taken me a hell of... Sorry, I'm sweating. It's taken me... I'm sweating where I'm so angry. Look. It's taken me a lot to get over abuse, as it has a lot of people out there. So I didn't expect it to come from him like that. Start ranting on about me. But anyway... Good night and God bless each and every one of you. And if anyone is on there, subscribe to Brian Harvey or whatever, then just go on there and say to him, listen, Brian, Daniella's been on her live. It's there on her wall. Actually, it won't be because I haven't got enough memory to save it on my phone. She said the other side of it. She's given the points and said when you're right, but she's also said keep her name out your little mouth. And from this day on, you heard it right here first on Instagram. You will never hear me say on any TV show, article, Insta, live, interview, podcast, kiss your ass or nothing, that boy's name. I will never once say the words Brian Harvey again. All right? Good night. And God bless. I'm sending him love as well, and I hope he gets well. Because no matter what, I do love dear boy. So I'm hoping he gets better. And I'm wishing him a lot of love. Good night, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you.